Oh, Jesus. Yep. Magical girl, what's up, baby? Hopefully y'all can see me. I kind of had to rig this in here. Hold on. Let me see who's all here. Okay, we got the live chat messages up. Hey, Chess ETC, what's up? Let me see who all came in. Michelle is here. Good morning. Chess, good morning. Jennifer, 1996. Let me get my glasses because that's away from me, so I'm having a hard time seeing the screen. Who else is in here? Hold on, I saw somebody else. Hold on. Who's that? Disney Princess, what's up? Jennifer, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. I'll be talking about that, Disney. Here, let me get this window open. That might give me a little bit more light. Uh, it's better. All right. Okay, that's a little better. Who else we got in here? Came in. Yeah, everybody. Good morning. Hope y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? I had the mic up. Good morning, everybody who coming in. Yes, thank you. Thank you for reminding me, Magic Girl. Yeah, if you guys are in here and if you're new to the channel, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, share it out. And y'all keep seeing me wipe my eye. I'm gonna tell y'all about that here in a minute. Uh, Especially this eye. So some things happened on the way back here. Chessie T. What's going on with you, Chess? You said much better. What's going on? So y'all hear me blink a lot because I'm having some issues I'm gonna share with y'all. What's going on, Chess? Tell me what's up. Because you said much better, much better. How? Was you sick? Her allergies is going right now too. Mm. I just did my drops. It's driving me nuts. Feels like I got grit in there. Yeah, I had the headset up on my head. Y'all gotta tell me. I got you connected to the headset, and if it's on my head, y'all gonna be hearing everything else. I do not. I know what it is. I'll be talking about that later. Hey, my child. What's up, Nikki C? How you doing? That's one of my other children, I think. I got two Nikki's. Nikki J is, I think she's on her way home. Nikki C. I have to go pick up the prescriptions, Magical Girl. I haven't picked them up yet. They weren't ready when I got out of the doctor yesterday. Disney Princess stuff out of what? You got a star. Stuff out the truck? Is that what you're talking about? I'll tell you more later. This is allergies right here, but this over here is part of what we're gonna talk about. 8. Let's see. B Miller, what's up? Oh, it helps extract the stuff out. My eye is a whole different issue. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. What's going on with that? Oh, Chess, you in Boston right now? Oh, honey, I'm good. I won't be doing no more East Coast. I don't think I'll be doing any more Midwest. I'm working on that as we speak. Okay. I'm just gonna, if people come in, we'll just, y'all tell them what's going on because I'm gonna talk about everything. So I'm also gonna link a video below. I was watching GrindMode Jay this morning, and he is with Prime, And I was watching him when he first started 2 years ago. And actually, he reached out to me about 2 years ago when he first started. A lot of new drivers will communicate with you if they've seen your channel. So I'm always pleased to have drivers who communicate with me who are trying to either get into the industry, have questions. And I'm a truth teller about the industry. I don't glorify it, I don't demonize it. I tell you what I have experienced it. And I'm going to tell you the good, bad, and the ugly. One of the reasons why I never tell the trucking companies I worked it with until maybe long after I'm gone from them. And somebody was asking me about the gear because sometimes, like right now, you see this right here. This is a trucking company T-shirt. It's a company, and on the back is actually the company I worked for a period. I don't work for them now. I didn't work. It's been a long time, several years since I worked for them, and I wasn't there very long. Let me see who all came. Somebody else coming in here that I need to speak to. Anybody else come in? Tell them I said hey, because I'm just going to talk right now. Um, but there are some things, there's some guidelines that you set for yourself. And I was listening to his video this morning. I'll put the link below when this video is done. Um, and I was listening to his video this morning, and it had, I'm like, this is some really ringing home for me stuff. And of what I'm kind of going through right now. And when I came home on home time, so I'm on home time with the company I'm with. I'm still employed with them. I'm on home time. I have not resigned. I don't know if I am going to resign right now. Everything for me is up in the air. I'm supposed to return off of home time sometime next week, so I do know that. Um, there has been a few things that happened. I had a health issue happen, and whatever it is happened in Arkansas. So I obtained some kind of a viral infection in Arkansas. I did not know that's what it was. I started having problems with the eye, like this itchy feeling. And then by the time I got home, I wasn't even here 24 hours. And the next thing I know, I'm at the emergency room with the issue, and it had stretched just beyond the eye to some other things. I'm on meds. They gave me meds for it. It's not life threatening. It's just really an inconvenient issue. Um, NR, what's up, baby? I see somebody said you're in here. Good morning. Good morning. Anybody else that came in? I'm not going to scroll right now. I'll look at it later, and I'll answer questions later. So I'm just going to talk right now. Anyway, GrindMode Jay is with Prime, and apparently he did lease purchase. He started with them. He left, went home for a little bit, and then he came back to Prime. I think he was initially going to team with his brother. I don't know what exactly took place with that. I don't know if he's team or not because I watch his videos intermittently and I watch mainly him talking. But I guess right now he's not making money in the hey King, what's up, baby? He's not making money with the Prime lease program he's in. And so when he went to apply for other companies, because he has lease purchase and Prime has been the only company he has worked for, the trucking company he's going to has to verify employment. Now, I'm going to talk about this a little bit and then I'm going to talk about health and choices, okay? And just choices like moves. Guys, let me explain something to you. If you're in trucking, trucking is Bill told me, once you have a CDL is like a college degree. You can get a job. You can get local jobs, you can get over the road jobs, you can get regional areas, you can get the 11 Western. Once you have that 6 months to a year experience, the doors are opened up for you. It used to be required a year. But with the driver shortage now, the requirement is usually 6 months. Some companies are even taking people at 4 months. Because I have a young man that I know that when I worked at Swift, he did his trainer's truck. I think he was out on his own for about 2 months, and he got sick really quick of the Swift drama. And Swift was really going through the night transition. So he really was getting a lot of the merger drama, and he just was like, "I'm out." He ended up getting on with JB Hunt and is in his bed every night. He does containers in California and is making what an OTR solo driver is making, but home in his bed every night. He's making probably about a grand. I think like anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 or more um, a week. Now that's kind of on the low end, but you should be making that within 6 months to a year. That's just honesty. If you're making any less than that, you guys need to throw in the peace sign. I'm just going to be real, okay? And that's take home. I'm not talking non-take home. I'm talking take home. I'm talking take home. Um, the company I was with, I was not making that because they had me going around doing those chicken runs with Tyson, and just really going around in a circle chasing my behind in Arkansas. I'm not, if I lived in Arkansas, it wouldn't be a big deal. That's a local job. But I don't live in Arkansas. So I don't want to spend my entire time running in a circle chasing my behind. If I'm going to do OTR, excuse me, OTR, I'm going to do OTR. Then they had me just in the region. If I did ever get out the OTR, I was just actually in the region. My eye is burning. The eye, because of this. I did a baby wipe, but it's not supposed to be, oh, it might be the drops because I put the drops in and they went on my eyelid a little bit. Anyway, GrindMode Jay was said, I'm not making the money. So he began to apply at other companies. What happened to him is something that kind of happened to me a little bit at Swift when I left this last time. And I like my driver manager, but I noticed that I came up against, they seemed to be kind of belligerent about me leaving in a sense, the way they handled it. She wasn't as well, she wasn't, but it was a way in which things were being done in the background that told me there was some stuff going on in the background. The responses and some other stuff they were doing was really tacky. But it's okay because I understand you guys right now are struggling to keep drivers. So right now they're using any and every tactic they can to try to retain you. And sometimes those tactics are mm, tacky, tactics and tacky. So when they started, I guess, doing the contacts to verify, they had to talk to his driver manager, driver leader, whatever you want to call him. And then all of a sudden, he gets a call from them, and the guy is trying to tell him what's in his best interest. Wow. Then he starts questioning him about stuff that, as Grandma Jay said, I didn't feel it was any of his business. Let me say this to you. And I shared this with Nikki, and I shared it with Magical Girl, Nikki J, not Nikki C, because I got two Nikki's that follow me. Nikki J, who's here in Arizona, and I'm hoping and praying to meet this baby tonight. I don't know when we're going to get the interview, but I still want to do the interview with her. She's actually had some recent health issues here too, something that happened on the job, and she's bouncing back from it good. So I'm happy. But God also through that showed me that I'm going to have to make certain choices, and also through this mess right here that I'm dealing with right now with the whole itchy eye and some other things that transpired with the um, viral infection that I got. So now I got to go get a damn injection of something. I don't like what do you call those damn things? Like the pneumonia, uh, pneumonia virus. Um, they give you all different virus shots for stuff. I'm not big. Like I never do the flu virus. I never do the flu virus shot. I'll just go ahead and go through the flu. But I got to go get an injection for something because just as a preventative for this crap. Yeah, not happy. Not happy. Um, I'm gonna sit on here a little bit, y'all. Um, but he got in there and his driver manager started telling him what was best for him. Guys, let me say something to y'all, and I want you to hear me. And I thought his video was excellent, which is why I'm going to link it below. In trucking, you have choices. Okay, I'm going to turn this. You have choices. You have choices as to what trucking company you work for. You have choices um, whether you like a trucking company, where you want to go. In the words of Bill, and I'm at my play sister's house, by the way. Y'all, if y'all go to my older video, you remember Henry and Brandy, they in the next room. The little Muppets, the little freaking frack, little Chewini and Minshew, they in the next room. Um, you have choices as to whether you're going to stay with a trucking company. They don't dictate that to you. Now, and some companies are telling you right now freight is light. It might be, but there's still a shortage in America. Hey, Monet, there's still a shortage in America. And you have choices as to what company you work for. You have choices as to whether you want to be local. You have choices whether you want to be OTR. You have choices whether you want to be regional. You have choices whether you want to be 11 Western. You want to drive the Midwest. You don't let those companies make those choices for you. It's your CDL, okay? Um, companies, when I had one person at the company I'm currently with, the first crazy driver manager I had, the second one I like, gonna tell me how to do my pre-trip and my logs. Are you out here driving this truck? You're not. Ah, I forgot. And I've got 6 years experience accident free. Have you done that? No, you don't. So you need to go sit down and hush. And I don't mean to be mean like that, but it amazes me when somebody sits in an air conditioned office and has the nerve to tell me what my choices are and how to handle my loads. We were talking to Danielle yesterday about the company she's with, and they're trying to tell her, well, wasn't there a mom and pop scale near you? Why did you have to drive so far? There was no scale that I could get around because there was no scale where you had me pick up. And number one, the scale that would have been closest to me, that scale I could not go to because if I went to it, I'd have to cross a legal scale, one of the weigh stations, and I had not scaled the load to know whether it was legal yet. I haven't gotten a ticket for passing a scale, not for that reason, I just didn't see it, but it makes sense on what she did. So she had to drive 2 hours to a scale, get the load scale to find out she was like 2,000 some odd pounds overweight, 82,000 something. Had to drive all the way back 2,000 miles up into some mountain in Arkansas to get them to take off pallets off this damn load. And then the owner of the truck, 'cause she's working for a very small owner op kind of thing, has a nerve to question you. I can't. And listening to her, it made me do some thinking. And then dealing with the health issues, I also need to get the weight off. That's huge for me. Um, I've had to make some choices, but when I look at these companies and the treatment and really the gall, and I was really shocked to hear because I think Prime's a good company. I will never say it's not, at least based on some of the other people that I've interacted with. I like kind of their business models, like Swift. I don't think Swift's a bad company. I think it's a starter company, but their business model that they had, I don't know where they're at right now with the Knight Swift merger, but that they had, it was a very corporately, methodically set up company, and how you what I liked about them was how you everything I did paper wise, contact wise, it was almost always it was routine. It was always the same. So it was nothing really weird like one minute I'm doing this, the next minute I'm doing that. I also was not on the phone a lot with them, and I'm a person I do not want to be on the phone a lot with the company. I want to drive the truck and I want you to leave me the hell alone. I do not want to be on the phone with the driver manager all the time. I do not want to be on the phone with the planner all the time. That to me is just annoying as hell. Give me my stuff, let me do my job. Okay? So he tells in his video, which you'll watch, if you watch the link, I'm gonna put below later. He tells about the fact that this driver manager began to ask questions that weren't any of his business, and he says, I make choices. It's my CDL. I'm 2 years accident incident free. Honey, that boy, the doors are open for him. And he's like I said, if I want to go back home and deliver pizzas, that's not your business. I need to do what I need to do to take care of my family, my household. That's your business. And himself, that is his business. If trucking companies are doing things, you're in a trucking company and you ain't making no money, you need to leave. And don't get me wrong, I always say that, and I like Junior Honduras calls trucking NBA, never broke again. You can make money. I made money with the little company, but I wasn't making what I'm worth. And that is what something I think I heard in his video. He said, what you are worth. If trucking companies are not willing to pay you transportation, what you are worth, people, run, don't walk. Because if they want to pay slave wages to people, let them do that to the newbies, the ones that they're paying the higher insurance on. And once that new person gets to that 6 months to a year, then if that company doesn't do them better, it's time for them to move on. Thank you for the option and the door opening that you did for me, but it's time for me to move on. My eye is draining. I did my drops. Feels itchy. Like I've got a little grit in there, so I was trying to wash it out. Um, you have choices and take the choices that are best for you. Best for you as far as your finances, best for you as far as your health, best for you as far as for your family. Now, he gave his company 2 weeks notice. I'm going to tell you, I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, if you can do it and it's a decent company that will respect it, that's fine. But I learned a long time ago, one of my friends, I won't tell the company, she gave her company a 2 week notice. She was a truck driver. They had her running around doing all sorts of shenanigans. They were being buttholes. And when she went and drove the truck back into the yard and went into the dispatch office, she saw some things that when she shared with me, I won't share. Well, I am going to share it. Because some of the people in the offices, this is some of the stuff that has got to change in the industry, which is why you have a turnover. She said she had walked into the office and she told them, look, your truck is sitting out here on the lot, so it's not abandoned. She says, and I'm not going to do any more of this, whatever you guys have me doing. They had her just doing all sorts of crazy stuff. stuff. They're being assholes. She said that when she went in there, there were people who were asking to go home, get home time, and there were people on the phone crying, like women, men that were cussing them out. And inside the dispatch office, they were playing these on the actual speakers and laughing at the drivers who were doing this. I said, "Are you crapping me?" I know crap was not the word I used. She said, "Girl, yes." Now, she left trucking altogether. She'd been wanting to do it all her life. The woman is college educated. She was working for what's known as HBCU, a historically black college university. She did do some more driving later for the U.S. Post Office, but now she's in the office at the U.S. Post Office in management. Um, she left out, married. Her husband was running a small contracting trucking company that was contracted to post office. She had done postal work out in the Carolinas before, and then when they moved back to the Carolinas because they were in like Mississippi or whatever, she ended up working in doing driving mail loads in the truck to other facilities in the Carolina area. And then they had her come into the office, and she went ahead and took an office job inside, and that's what she's doing now. Her husband now, he's no longer contracted with them, but he is also now direct U.S. Postal truck driver for them, delivering mail in the area similar to what she's did, and that's what they're doing now. You got to do what's best for you with that CDO. And if the company is not a like this one that I'm with right now, not getting you home, I actually took the bus back here. They did not get me a load here. They by the time I reached out to them, they had me come. I did the little chicken shuttle runs again, but they took the little 400-mile run on me, and I had to do a reset in Oklahoma to get my 70 clock back up. They then started me back on that shuttle run crap. I went ahead and did it through the weekend because my dispatch manager is not in the office, and I don't know what's going on with that. They're saying he's on vacation, but if he's not in office by sometime next week, I'm sending him an email today. If he's not in the office by sometime next week, I'm going to presume that man ain't even with the company anymore. There were things going on that looked like they were activating. They had already merged. I don't know how long they had been merged with the parent company. When I got there, they had already been merged for quite a while. Um, but there were things going on between two of the companies the parent company bought, the one that I was working for, and another company, and the equipment that told me that there was something more going on listening to drivers that had been there longer than I had, because all of a sudden we started seeing some change. I had sent a message, well, I left a voicemail early in the morning on on Monday morning, letting them know because the load that they had given me, they gave me a load. I went up to Rogers on the weekend to empty call that I did not have a trailer. I asked the people at the Rogers Tyson, nice Tyson, by the way, Rogers, Arkansas. They have a shower and everything for you. Very nice Tyson. The customer service is on stealth when you go in there as a driver. I asked the lady, did they have any empty? She said no, because they had me drop the loaded trailer. I bobtailed over because they were, excuse me, and I mean coughing, guys, on your calls thing. I asked them to, they were doing an update because my home grew for like several hours. So I went ahead into sleeper mode and did another one of the shuttle runs for the weekend. And I left out and bobtailed out, and then all of a sudden into, I think I was going to Nashville, Arkansas. I think was where I went to. You can't bobtail, or no, I'm not. No, I made a call. So I went to Clarksville because I knew that their facility in Clarksville, they didn't get a lot of traffic from us, and if they did have a trailer and they had an empty, I grabbed it. Nashville, Arkansas. That's about when you come out. There's a TA there. I think in Prescott. Is it Prescott or Paris, whatever, Arkansas. There's a TA right outside of there. So I went there to scale the load, get the load set up, and then I knew I needed fuel for my truck and I needed fuel for the reefer. And something just said to me, go to the terminal. Our terminal is only about 44 miles from where I was. I went ahead and headed to the terminal. And when I got to that terminal, I was going to fuel there, but everything in my gut said, you need to talk to them about going home. Because at this point, it's Sunday. I've not gotten any kind of load directing me towards Arizona. Arkansas by truck is at least 2.5 to 3 days out from Phoenix. The truck could be returned if I decided not to return. The truck, they have a drop yard here that they share with night transportation. So I could have dropped it on the night yard. But what was the biggest turnoff for me was the communication was so horrid. I let them know on my when they did the reset, you guys need to get me a load directed back to Arizona. They did a piggyback shuttle run, one there in Arkansas that I was going to take back up to Russellville. Then they gave me another load back down to Dallas area to Denton. I didn't pick up the Denton load. And the reason I didn't was because they told me when they got me out of the Oklahoma, Texas area, they had no freight headed west from that area, and that they brought me back up to Arkansas to get me freight going west towards home. Never happened. At this point, that right there is an issue for me. I let them know the reason I was going home was I needed to re up medications. I had canceled my home time before because the truck was shut down for that week being serviced in Georgia, and I let them know, look, I had to reschedule my a doctor's appointment, but at this point. I'm really low on meds. I've got to get into Phoenix because she's got to see me to re up my meds. Um, is it three? Three of the meds that I'm on require blood work. And so they need to see where I'm at in levels on those medications. Nothing hidden. It's on my DOT medical physical card. You know I'm pre-diabetic. You know what meds I'm on. It doesn't take rocket scientists to know that those meds have to be monitored. These are, as Danielle was saying, these are life-sustaining medications that I'm on. Okay. At this point, I contact them and I tell them over the phone, tell them in writing. Nothing getting me back. Sunday night, I sleep there on the yard. In the morning, I drop the trailer because I also looked at the paperwork. The actual load they gave me, they wanted me to 11th. Sorry, guys, my eyeball is bothering me. Um, on the 11th, I went ahead and on the morning of the 11th, I think the 11th was Monday. I think that was Monday. I contacted by phone my dispatch manager's supervisor and left a detailed voicemail. I said, ma'am, you don't have to call me back. You can put it on the Qualcomm, you can email me, or you can text me. Because she wasn't doing any callbacks. I don't, like I said, there's something going on because even the communication had changed. Like if we sent something on the Qualcomm, we usually got an instant reply back like 10-4, okay, working on it, whether it was our dispatch manager or somebody on their team. They always responded since I started there, but all of a sudden responses started being either non-existent, just really bizarre. Everything was bizarre. Okay. I'm gonna read these. I know you guys are commenting. Go ahead and comment as you think. I'll read them later. Um, and when they told me, when I had reached out and said, when is he going to be back in the office? The guy who was watching our fleet the Friday before, he was like, him and Han, like, I have to check my calendar. Again, I have a corporate background. If I'm covering somebody's team, I already know whether I'm only covering it for a couple of days. Bobby Joe is supposed to be returning on the 19th. This guy couldn't give me a date. I'm like, that's really strange. The other strange thing was my driver manager that I had, he was meticulous that even when he left out on the weekends, if he you sent an email, he said, I'm returning on Monday, whatever the date was, at whatever the time was that he was returning, you got an auto response that he had put in play on his computer system. I sent an email to that man, no auto reply about a vacation time, I'm going to return, nothing. So I don't even know if this dude is still with this company. Everything was weird over the last couple of weeks. Um, I go ahead and scrape up the money, get my bus ticket set up, start packing up my bags, and I packed up the bags as if I'm not returning because I don't, at this point, everything was up in the air for me. I leave whatever I can't fit in my bags. Um, I make arrangements with the shuttle driver there at the company, and he picks me up because he's going to be running till 7. I got the midnight bus out of Texarkana, which God is good because actually they got me out of there earlier. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, I sit in the truck. I'm trying to clean up. I mean, I cleaned as best I could. I just threw stuff out. I think may I have one bag of trash that I left on there, and I'll have to throw that out. I'll send a message. Um, I went ahead and did everything that I was supposed to do. I contacted them, and then I put something even in writing on the Qualcomm, and I took pictures of it. These people did not reply to me, and I did that first thing in the morning, probably between 6 and 7 in the morning on Monday. They did not reply to me about a load even heading west until like 4:47 p.m. They're sending me a load, not even coming to Arizona, guys, going to Nevada, to Las Vegas. It said Vegas, hoping Vegas, Nevada, but ain't no telling what these people. Hell, if there's a Vegas, Arkansas, that might have been it. I have no idea. I turned around and told them, unfortunately, I'm not accepting any loads. Since I didn't hear from you, I purchased my ticket. I'm on my way home. I told you guys I have meds I have to re up. I don't know what you're doing, but I have to make my way home. So, in the words of the video that the young man did, always guys have a way to get home. Because if the company is not doing what it's supposed to do, you need to get home. If you're resigning, you have to move out of this area. And I asked, you hire out of Arizona? Do you hire out of Texas? Yes, they hire out of this area. The reason you ask that is because part of the goal of the hiring area is that you can get that truck, you can get a load home. Because trucking companies know, A, you need time off. B, you usually, if you're a human being, you may have to see the doctor. You may have family stuff to handle. You may have home stuff to handle. They need to be able to get you home. If you're working for a company that does not get you home, 2 and 2. Peace. 2 and 2. Those money, home time, how you're treated, those are critical factors as to whether to stay with a company or not. Because if they can't get you home, especially if you have medical stuff and you are blatant about it, and you have something on that medical card and they can't get you home, there's an effing problem. There's a freaking problem with the whole thing. Okay. Um, at this pre-plans to me through the Qualcomm. I didn't even open them up. I done told you what I'm done. I don't even know what you're doing. Then some guy contacts me like the next day. I'm on the bus. Hey, I read your message. I want to know, are you still on the truck or are you in Phoenix? I didn't even reply to that because it's foolishness. I've already put on this Qualcomm what I'm doing. If you want to go open that door and knock on the truck, that'll tell you whether I'm in the truck or not. Um, I'm done. I'm done. So at this point, I'm like, these crazy as hell. They then called Danielle because Danielle was somebody who was thinking about coming to the company. She gave him a piece of her mind, which I'm happy she did. She said, "Look, she even talked about the little girl, the sexual harassment stuff that I put in another video. If y'all want to see that video, it's the one that has a hand in it about sexual harassment. She told her, she said, look, and then when she talked to her, she said, look, my first problem is Shannon is an OTR driver. She's told me you guys have her out there doing them chicken runs, going around in circles up in Arkansas, and you're not, she's not making that much money. She said, and the worst part is when you can't get a driver home and they're telling you they got medical stuff. She said that right there is something I can't come work for a company that's like that. She said because Shannon and I both have life sustaining medicine that we're on, and you can't get your driver home. That's not good. She said, then on top of that, you got her running around on these chicken runs up in Arkansas. She's not a shuttle driver. She is an OTR driver. If you're going to hire her for a shuttle driver, you should have told her that. She said, third thing, she says, she's up here, one of your trainers, and one of the other young ladies out there who was on she said, we might as well say you put her on some rapey man's truck, and then you put this girl in a room with this rapey dude, and then y'all didn't do nothing to help this girl. There's a freaking problem. Hey, Danielle, that needs to be communicated to the company. But what got me more was the response they gave Danielle. And the response was, oh, we haven't heard about these rumors. Rumors, that's a turnoff. What you should say is, you know what, ma'am, thank you for alerting to us. If you don't know about it, I'm going to get this over to somebody, and I'm sorry that this is going on. Let me look into it. But when a company just says, "Oh, we haven't heard about these rumors," what they're telling you is, "We don't really give a flying F." Okay, I'm sorry. We don't care. Okay, and we're not going to change. We're going to keep doing the same BS that we're doing. That right there is disconcerting in 2000, what were we almost in 2020? We're 2019 in the hashtag Me Too movement. And you tell me you're okay with that. There are companies right now, CR England has a massive lawsuit out about several rapes that they have had happen, two female drivers. It's going to end up being a massive class action suit. I think we posted it on the Trucker 411 Facebook page, and it's going to end up being a massive lawsuit for that company, and there's other companies that are going to be hit by this. Trucking has to change. Danielle is going to be part of a class action suit that happened with Swift for how they were handling their um, owner op lease purchase ops. Swift no longer will lease purchase ops to people out of California because of all the California rules that are there to protect these people if you go into a lease purchase deal. So Swift's like, okay, we're just not going to even lease to them because it's going to be a hot mess because Cali going to be all up in our business. This needs to happen because now we need to start holding these trucking companies accountable because America is run by transportation. If you keep doing the same stuff, you're affecting us as Americans. You're affecting our dollars in the stores and what we're paying for products because that's going to go up. If you don't have truckers who are going to be able to deliver, and you're going to have to make your cost higher, or we're going to make items cost more because now we're at a point where, hey, I got to make it cost a little more because we're trying to do all this other stuff just to get our freight here. This is going to cause a problem. This is how America runs. So I'm happy that the court systems are starting to prayerfully see a bigger picture and not just side with corporations, and start see they're human beings driving these trucks, and there's a treatment and a standard that has to be held. But you also as a human being need to know your value, your worth, and your standards. Okay. And with GrindMode Jay's video this morning, when I was watching it, I'm like, oh, this is key to some of what I'm going through. Nikki had a little issue on her job. She got bit by something and had to take a day off, and she's all stressed out about that, I think. I'm gonna share that, Nikki. Don't be mad. Nikki J, not Nikki C. And I'm looking at that and I'm going, wait, 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 wait. There's treatment, there's health stuff, there's all sorts of things we deal with in trucking, and these companies need to know I'm a human being. I'm not a cock. They treat their dogs better than they treat us. I'm just gonna say that. A lot of these people would treat their dogs better than they treat you. You want me to be in a truck that's hot and broke down. When I talk to Nikki, I'm gonna tell her some of her experience on a couple companies locally she worked for. We're not gonna name companies. So I don't believe in naming companies. I'm not believing naming people on Tube about certain things. I will, if I see something I want to talk about, I'll probably use that link if I think it's a positive thing that can impact you. But we are human beings out here, and it's become disconcerting. Now, I'm going to be putting in, I'm going to try to get, while I'm on home time, I'm going to be looking to see if I can get something local, and or I might be going back corporate. Looking at both. The health thing that happened, I'm um, I'm bouncing back. I'm still dealing with it. I'm bouncing back from it. It's not life threatening. It really isn't. I'm like so grateful to God because I didn't know what was going on. It scared me when it happened. Hold on, y'all. Ugh, allergies are kicking. Oh, I gotta find my allergy spray. I know I packed it. I gotta find it. It's here somewhere. I know the hell I packed it. I gotta go have a bag out in the garage. I gotta go get two. That's why I'm sniffling. I haven't done my allergy spray. I totally forgot I hadn't brought that in. I don't think I brought it in. I have to look. I probably have. It might be in one of these Ziplocs. Anyway, it might be in one of my Ziplocs. Um, you got to know your value. You got to know your worth. And a lot of people, if you don't know it, you know, you're going to put up with shenanigans. The other thing is, I was talking to a driver and they were saying, this is my only skill set is trucking. Are you dead? I'm just going to ask that. Are any of y'all dead? Honey, until you hit that casket, if you got a decent mind, you can write, you can think. Hell, there's people who are handicapped. If this ain't for you, change your skill set. I'll be talking to her today, and I'm gonna sit down and say, if you want out of this, there are other options. Now, I know that she has some obstacles that happen in her youth that unfortunately, there's things that happen to all of us that aren't are out of our control, and some that are pretty bad. But when an obstacle comes, when a adversity comes, and it was funny this morning, Regina had sent our devotion. Well, she had sent a devotional, another kind of devotional to me, and then my sister sent a prayer, and it talked about adversity and being overcomers, and when we have an adversity, and adversity is meant to strengthen us. It's meant to come against us to see how we handle it, how we overcome it, and to shape us. It also may mean to direct our path in a different way. And that's what I just got up this morning. I'm like, Lord, you may be directing my path in a different way. Now, I am blessed. I do have other skill sets. It might not be something I want to do, but God may be directing me away for a reason and a purpose. And my niece said that this morning. We were talking. She says, "Well, if you need something, I got this." Boom, boom, boom. So there's our adversities. There's things that happen that are meant to direct and change our path. And right now, I'm looking at my options because I had an adversity happen. I mean, I wasn't here 24 hours, and the next thing I know, I'm in the emergency room. And, but at the same time, what I thought was one thing was much more minor. It has an impact on me, but I can take a different direction because I do have a different skill set. But if you don't have a different skill set, people get one. If if you want, there's some of you that are from another port of transportation into trucking. I got somebody coming from the bus system, a city bus job, into transportation, become coming into trucking because they want a different aspect of transportation. That's a different skill set. You aren't dead. If you want a different skill set, then get one. This baby, and I'm be talking to her because honestly, she has such a business mind that even with her obstacle, it is a career field that a lot of people with the obstacle that she has, when they come out, 'cause she has a felony, when they come out of prison, it's similar to trucking, is a field that they go for and do quite well in if you're good at it, if you perfect it. And with this baby's tenacity, work ethic, focus, she would be phenomenal and could actually end up owning her own business. And I'm gonna talk to her about it today and see where her mind is at, because I don't know if she's ever thought about it. Get out of your own way, people, and and you all know I'm Christian. Let God guide you. Some of you are coming in this industry. I may not be in this industry in the next month, okay, in the next week. I may be back in a corporate job. Because when I sit down with my doctor, and one thing I do, we did my weight. I want to get the weight off, so I am going to do the weight loss surgery. I know some of you are like, "Don't do the weight loss surgery." You got to do what's best for you. For me, I've seen success with my niece who's next door, here in the room next door to me. I've seen success with my brother who is 400 some pounds like I am, and he lost a whole person. Whole two people. I've seen success with Trucker Bill who did the lap band. He lost whole two people. And right now, I don't like how I feel. I walk across a yard at a truck and I got certain trucking companies that I don't feel comfortable applying for because I'm not sure I can pass their physical. I got to handle this. Going from trucking company to trucking company, trying to find a fit for what I call the lower fish trucking companies is not working for me. But I'm at an age too where I got to set up for retirement. So I am looking at the big picture right now, and I'm looking at whatever I need to do and whatever I feel God is directing me in. And I don't think by happenstance that when I got off the truck in Arkansas, because whatever this virus is, I picked it up in Arkansas. It's not a viral infection. I picked it up in Arkansas because the symptoms started as I was leaving. As I was getting ready to leave, the symptoms started. Well, actually, they actually were there that morning because I started having problems with this eye that morning. And it's not that I can't see; it's itchy, and it was started having this weird draining, and some other stuff happened. So and then when the other stuff happened, by the time I was here in Phoenix, my friend said he noticed it when he picked me up, but he said it was slight. And then when I got here, it got worse. So, and I didn't notice it until the morning after I got here. I came in, and the family, my play family, my adopted family here, my play sis, they said her and her daughter said, "Oh, Shannon looked tired," and I didn't know that what was happening was this viral infection and impacting me. And so I ended up, like I said, emergency. I've got horse pills I'm over here taking. I got to go back to my doctor in 30 days because one of the medicines it impacts I'm borderline diabetic, impacts my diabetes. I'm okay though because we did the blood yesterday. It looked pretty good. My blood work, my A1C, and all that looked good. And to my ladies and to my men, I had to fuss at one of my children, Miss Nikki J. Yeah, I'm talking about you, y'all. I know some of y'all that watch me are a lot younger than me. I'm 51 years old. We got some older women on here, and I know some of you are male, some of you are female. Not as many men as I do have women, at least that I know of. I'm gonna say this to you, and I'm fat as a house. Same way I tried to talk to that idiot with the sugar boy that was on my truck. When you reach over a certain age in your youth, you go and you might go to a clinic, okay? But once you hit past the age of 20, probably I'm gonna say 25, 30, you need to have a family or regular physician that you are going to. You need somebody who knows your medical history, somebody knows, um, sends you to the appointments that you're supposed to get. As we begin to age, there are certain things we have to have done. I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm going to use my father as an example. Men, you tend not to like to deal with your stuff. Now, I'm going to deal with y'all right now. And you are really probably some of the worst at going to seek medical treatment. Okay. I'll tell y'all some stories. Y'all know I tell stories to get my point. In the Bible, they call them parables. When I was growing up as a kid, they would read you stories, and it called the moral of the story is. I mean, the point of the story is. We said moral because it meant morality. In our country, we have a lot of lack of morality now. We just crazy as hell. But the moral of the story is, the parable is, the point of the story is. My father, when he was getting ready to go take a trip to Oklahoma, he always went to Oklahoma to hang out with the ghetto family in Oklahoma. And he's in his raggedy car and something happened. God can always intervene if you got a half butt relationship. And so he went, and all of a sudden his car started acting up. Well, he ended up not being able to take the Oklahoma trip. I had told him months before. I said, "Hey, don't forget, it's I think it's call it they call it Movember, where you're supposed to go get your prostate checks." And so I told him, I said, "Don't forget, you're supposed to go get your it's Movember or whatever." Oh yeah, 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 whatever. So he ended up, after that conversation, he ended up turning back around, and he ended up going back into Lubbock to find out his transmission was going on his little raggedy piece of car. He don't take care of nothing. That's the car I had to tow back here and drive for about a year. Anyway, so he ended up going back, and he wasn't feeling too hot. So he actually ended up going to the doctor. Now he did have a doctor, and because that doctor had told him he was pre-diabetic a while back, he ended up going to the doctor, and the doctor said, I'm gonna send you for a prostate check. Not laughing because what happened, but I'm laughing because I hate soft behinds. He went, did his prostate check, and that's when I got the call. They violated my because they stick the finger up there, tell you to cough, all that. Doctor felt something, went and did all the scans. He had prostate cancer. Went through the prostate cancer treatment. Now we're gonna listen to me. I said, now that you know you have prostate cancer, have you had a colonoscopy? Oh no, I had no colonoscopy. Well, you need to go get that butthole cracked open. They're gonna put a tube up there and they're gonna go blow some air up in there and look in your intestines. You need to get that done because at a certain age, these are cancers that if they find early, they're treatable and you can live longer. Okay, and I've actually missed. Honestly, I'm getting on y'all, but because I've been in between companies, I'm overdue for my colonoscopy. But I've had it. Men tend not to like to get stuff done, and I'm going to tell you this. And I was listening to this on. They find that men that have some sort of woman in their life, a daughter, a wife, more healthy than men who don't, because those males will at least go and the woman will nag you and get the doctor visit that they're supposed to get, and they live a longer life. Men that don't go to doctors tend to live a shorter life because you tend not to go get stuff checked. Young people, I'm going to tell you from my experience on what happened. If you are over the age, for damn sure over the age of 30, but damn sure when you get in those 20, late 20s, get yourself checked out. Hey, Micheline, get yourself checked out. For my females, you need to have several doctors, okay? You need to have a primary doctor. You need to have a gynecologist. And if you're getting into any blood issues, you may have to have a hematologist. But these two for females are critical. A medical professional, like a I call them I like a general protection, a general practitioner, or an internal medicine doctor. That's your primary. It can be a DO too, but I'm more for the internal medicine or the general practitioner. Internal medicine is my top favorite. I think my doctor, I gotta look at her card. Is she in internal medicine? I just went to see her yesterday. She moved buildings, so I got her new card. Let me see what she is. What is Dr. Shealy? What is my doctor? Let's see what her title is. I think she's a general practitioner because it says physician, but that could just I don't think she says MD, but it doesn't give a specialty. So normally that means she's a general practitioner. I like internal medicine is my top favorite, but I've been with her so long, love her. And her dad was an Alaskan truck driver. And if you're a truck driver, try to get a doctor who understands truck drivers. Okay. Um, for women, you want a gynecologist, especially after the age of 29. The reason is, and I'll tell you, remember I told y'all I almost checked out. There was a lot of things going on. I'm not going to get into all the health issues because the one that really triggered that was the most dangerous was the one that was my family hereditary issue. That is under control through medicine. That is on my DOT physical. It's not anything, it's on there. Um, the thing was is that triggered, and at the same time, I had a 17 centimeter mass that had to be removed from my female area, from my uterus, which caused me to go into a hysterectomy. That mass could have been sitting on a major vein, and there was a whole bunch of other stuff going on. Um, I was in and out the hospital for 6 months dealing with the female stuff and the hereditary stuff. And so, what I'm trying to tell you, I was the invincible youth who I was going to a clinic. I did have a regular doctor I was seeing at the clinic, thank God. I always asked for that particular doctor, but you could see any doctor at a clinic. But when you reach a certain age, you really want a specific doctor who knows your history and they also can see something. Because had I just been seeing any other doctor in there, they might not have had, there would have been a scattered record in a sense. Because I was seeing specifically him, he's like, mm-mm, something's wrong. And he identified and sent me to emergency. You need to have a doctor who knows you. We see hundreds of patients, but when they look at that file, they have a record that they put together. They know you. My father, when he goes in, they know he's a diabetic. He had prostate cancer. Um, he doesn't manage his sugars. Oh, you were in here the other time. We checked this. This was off. I had you on this medicine to get this under control. Let's check that blood work again. Let's say your cholesterol is up. The doctor has gone through a panel of what he knows to look for. And with my father, that was very critical. So, what I'm telling you guys, there's things you need to do health wise as you get older. To my women and to my men, please, 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 please get a medical professional. Please. It's critical. I got some teeth I got to work on back here. That's another critical thing because as teeth become rotten, they actually are bad. They actually can cause an infection, which leaks down into the heart and into your bloodstream. That can cause massive health issues. So right now I'm looking at a lot of things. That's why I'm looking at possibly going back into a corporate environment where I'm somewhere stable. I can get my weight loss surgery. I can get my dental stuff taken care of, and I can get some things in order. And then if I decide to bridge back, then I'll bridge back into trucking. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Or either be local here to where I can get back and forth to medical appointments and begin to build um, to build my way up to the to weight loss surgery. There is a lot that I'm going on in my head right now. I'm pretty sure I know which direction I'm taking. This channel will still be here either way. It may take a little bit of a different direction. It may be more motivational. It may be more questions and answers. Um, Again, I'll still have the background in trucking to answer any questions about trucking and about transportation. But as you guys know, I talk about other stuff. So I'm a realist. But I want you guys to know that this is not the only option. And these trucking companies, don't let them just treat you any old way. Always have a backup plan. And if you don't have another skill set, then start working on getting another one. I want you, if you guys have a chance, go check out a guy named Freddie Jordan. He had worked for KLLM. Freddie was on the road and started having some problems. He ended up finally getting to a hospital that figured out what was going on, and Freddie had to come off the road. He's no longer driving truck. He was at the same time, though, because he's a veteran, he was pursuing his degree, I think, in business or something like that. He did leave trucking because of health reasons, and he ended up in business and he ended up working for, I think he went to Verizon and then a couple other companies. And I forgot what he's doing, but I think he's doing some federal government contract stuff right now. So prepare yourself for other stuff. You also have to understand trucking, you're going to have an age in which your body is not going to work the same as it did in your younger days. It's like Bill right now, he's pushing furniture off at Ashley. Bill has lost some significant weight by doing that. I'm concerned about him. But what he's doing is getting to the point where he's PTP because what he's doing, this is it for him. This is the last company he wants to work for before he retires. And he's getting ready to do what's called PTP, which is just drop and hook. But he has to wait for them to open up their new center up in Washington State, which he just bought a house. He's getting ready to buy, I think, a condo or something up there, and he's transitioning up there to be ready for that change. And they know that this is transition. Always position yourself for your end game because you're not going to be able to work in this industry forever. And some truckers, what I saw, there was one guy, the guy who was doing our shuttle driving at the company I'm at. He's an old guy, and what they did because he was done, you could tell he was old. He barely getting in and out of the truck. They said, "Hey, we got a little job here. You can shuttle the drivers around." That's their nice way of transitioning a driver who didn't have a plan. Okay, I'm just gonna say that he didn't plan his retirement. He's still trying to work for the dimes and nickels and quarters, and he still wants to be active. He's no longer in a position where he should be driving a truck. You make sure you have the opening to where you want to go when you get to that point, not them planning it for you, because right now there's a merger going on with this company that has gone in, but they may not keep those positions that they're just paying this extra change for. Swift has gotten rid of a lot of those types of positions here at the Phoenix yard. Right up the street from me, we had a lady who drove this big old long thing that would drive you around to your trucks. She's no longer there. We had other areas of the company where you could go in and do all these other things. Knight went in and cut those because financially they didn't need them. They were just courteous things that the company did. Well, companies now it's going to be about business and dollars. So make sure when it's about you, it's about your business and your dollars. Let me see what y'all have said. Hold on for a second. I'm gonna roll back, y'all. So y'all gonna see my hand for a minute, just rolling back. Okay. Let's see here. I talked to Chess, Disney. I talked to you, Magical. I got you. Chessie's TC. Good morning. Nikki C. I said hello. King JC. What's up, King? NR. I said good morning. Chicago BBW. Didn't see you, but good morning. Joy. Good morning. Saw Mitchell. I saw Monet. I think I said hi. I think you came in here. I think I said good morning to Danielle. Let's see here. Okay, just making sure I see everybody's stuff, and then I'll go back and get questions. I want to say good morning first. Larry Smith, what's up? United Independent Drivers, good morning. D, what's up? I had the pleasure of talking to D. I think we talked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure D is who I talked to. I think that's who I talked to. Daniela said, "What's up?" Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see here. D B United D D. United, I'm sorry I haven't called you, man. I have had a lot of new drivers I have been on the phone with, or drivers trying to come back in the industry and trying to help them. And some of you guys, I still have to follow up with you. I know you've been sending me some emails in the background, but I was trying to get back here to do my own health stuff. It wasn't that I was blowing you off. Um, so I do have some callbacks I still need to make. I've talked to you before, so I'm just like right now trying to knock out the people I haven't talked to. So yeah, I don't know. I do actually, if I get stuff and I feel you cool, I will call you. Um, Disney Princess, I'm on meds for the eye stuff. It is actually tied to the virus, the viral infection. And the sniffing is not that. That's my allergies right now. So sniffing is allergies. Sorry. Oh, Disney, you fine. Okay, let me see. I got hazmat. You sent an email. Oh, B Millie, you got the hazmat? Yeah, man. Just what I do. We'll talk about that in a minute. Well, real quick, let me talk about that. Hold on. Let me talk about the hazmat. So if you follow my method, Nikki used my method and it worked. I feel like somebody else used my method and it worked. And I sent it over to Chris Styles. And I've been watching Chris because they tried to get on the prime, something happened, and they went to Clem. And they've left Clem and they're now going local, but they're trying to do Tanker, which is what I might end up going to. Okay, I'm be honest. Like I said, I might end up going that route, but right now I may have to go corporate temporarily because I want to get this off. It's gotta go. It's gotta go. Um, this is not why I'm sick. It was viral. But I'm not really sick. Well, no, it's not really a sick. It's just a pain in the ass. Is what it is. It's an irritant. Um, now I gotta get these damn shots. I'm on this. Let me show you the size of this damn pill. I got two pills. I got a little. I'm taking prednisone. Is one. Where's that other damn pill? Oh, here it is. It's a blue pill. Look like it's black. That tells y'all how bad it is. Well, semi bad. It doesn't stop me from driving, but it's just a pain in the ass. So I could drive, and I'm not doing it though. That's the pill I'm taking. Anytime you see most fields are white, it tells you this is some serious shiznit. Some serious damn shiznit. Um, but when you do the test, in my state of Arizona, I do not know states because I'm finding out from some of you guys where you're at. If they're smaller cities and states, you have to do a written test. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So on a written test, you got to fill out, you got to do everything. So you might as well get that down to a science. I mean, most of there are a lot of the questions that are on the practice exam, especially the CRIST one, that crap is on the same DOT test, or it might be worded slightly different, but it's the same question. And if you go through, what I do is I take all those tests until I'm getting 100 on them. And I don't take them over and over again. I'll switch. Like if let's say I'll do the first test, I get an 80. Okay. I'll go back. I try to write down, or if you can print out the ones you forgot and it gives you the answers to it. Then I go to the next test and I take that test and whatever I get on it and I keep going through. And then I'll go back up because what I don't want to do is have it root where I'm actually remembering the question so much as remembering what the question is asking me, what the response and the answer is. So then if I have that question asked to me on the DOT test, but in a different form, I know that question. Okay, so that's how I do it. But if your DOT company, if DOT, DMV, commercial DMV allows you to take the test and do skips, answer what you absolutely 100% know. So if I see a question that says, um, you must placard the trailer on what sides, and it gives me 2, 4, 6, 8, I know my answer is 4. So I know that answer. Okay. If I get a question like, let's say, and I'm just going to pull something out my butt. Um, if you are hauling a corrosive, and a leak happens, what should be your steps? And if it says call hazmat, shut the truck down, be upwind, something like that, there may be a few answers in there that seem to be right, but I'm not sure. I'm going to hit skip. Okay. And because that question is a little more intense, and let's say I think I know it, but I'm not sure. Okay, I'm not sure. I think I know, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to skip that question and go to the next question. And the reason I do that is because if I the more answers I get correct that I know, then it leaves me fewer answers that could be wrong. And all I have to do is get to like 80 or 85 or something like that on the test. Well, I might already be right at 79%. So if I'm at 79% and I miss a few, I have that margin of error that I put towards the end, and I'm most likely going to pass. Okay. So that's the thing is, answer absolutely what you know, skip what you think you know, and skip what you don't know until the questions repeat again. Once they repeat again, then you're going to have no choice. You don't get a second skip. You're going to have to answer something. So you do still need to study, but if you position yourself right and you have a state like Arizona where you can actually skip on the computerized tests, that is a benefit to you. If you don't, then you damn sure need to have that studying down to a science. And I would go through all those questions, and the ones that you're not getting right, I would correlate with what they're telling you and then go to your book and get a good understanding so that when you come up on it, you know the questions. Okay? Hello, Dustin. Let me get in here and see what else I have. Hold on. So that's the hazmat. So I'm happy you got that. Hold on. Oh man, I'm gonna find my medicine, my allergy medicine. It's kind of. I thought I brought that crap in here. I have to find it. I got the spray here. I brought it home, but it's somewhere I put it. Hold on. Okay, guys, let me go back. So I'm answering your questions right now. Hold on. Okay, let me see. Okay. And no, chest ETC, it is not astigmatism. It's part of the viral issue. It'll go away. They said it can last a week, or it can last like a couple of days or longer. And it's only one eye. It started there, which is what told us what it was once it kind of went a little further. So no, it is not I don't have astigmatism at all. Am I still buffering, guys? Somebody said I'm buffering. Oh, well, or Monet, yeah, hit me up. Call me. Let me know if I'm still buffering, guys, because I'm on their Wi-Fi, so I can always switch off. Actually, hold on for a second. Okay, I'm coming off their Wi-Fi. Hold on, because all of the people, everybody's home right now, so everybody's probably using Wi-Fi. Joshua plays games, and he's also got homework, and Vicky's on there on her phone, and I was on there on my phone, and they don't have a high speed. They have high speed, but the lowest one possible. Okay, hold on. Let me go in here and see what we got. Okay, Sunday, good morning. The driver shortage is real, which means as a driver you can go anywhere. It is real. I will tell you though that right now it's some companies they're telling you that freight is slow. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Remind me of that in a minute. Um, and I do think there is some slowing on freight, but I think that's in non-specialty areas. So if you're in reefer, reefer's still going to run reefer, honey. People need food. Yeah, safe trip here to Arizona. It's a little warm. Monet, and maybe you'll get to meet Danielle. I mean, not Danielle. Nikki. All right, y'all. And forgive my hand. I'm gonna just go through this. Oh no, I didn't know what was going on, so I wouldn't have got stuck in Arkansas at the hospital. I didn't know what it was. It was just my eye was just bothering me. It was like itching, so I was doing drops, which was good because the viral infection can dry out the eyes. Nope, Monet, they did not get me home. We'll talk about that offline. I'll call you and tell you what took place. I'll give you a call and tell you everything because I haven't talked to you. Yeah, United, I will call you. Like I said, I'll be calling you while I'm here on home time. And actually, like I said, home time might be indefinite here because the whole not getting me home thing, that is a big throw the two, P and two to you. Because if a company can't get me home, I have a problem with that. That's why I left the company shirt I have on right now. That's why I left them. When you F with my home time, I can't do it. Bill's number one. Pack your shit. He'll tell you right away. They can't get you home. Pack your shit. Excuse my friend, but that isn't the rules of Bill. Yep, make sure he packs the stuff up. This is for Disney Princess. If they can't get him home, have him pack that crap up and go and go. Some other company will. If Swift Transportation can get you home, and Swift, I will say I never had a problem with them getting me home. Half time they got me home early. I worked for them 3 different times, and I have never had Swift. And people can talk about Swift all they want. That's why I said they're very methodical. But the one thing I never had a problem with, I had decent dispatch managers, and I never had a problem getting home. Pay was up and down, but I never had a problem getting home. Mm-mm, no, baby. Even when I went to leave and I was pissed, I was like, get me home. And they made that happen. It wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts. It wasn't no lot of notice. Like, boom. Yep. Oh, D, yeah, you got me. Yeah, Chess, hit me up at truckerdoll@gmail.com. Danielle, you know I'll be talking to you in a little bit. Let's see here. V Griffith, the shiznit will be there but when we get back. I know that's right, V Griffith. I know that's right. I'm here in Phoenix, Monet. You know what, Danielle? I can't help. Stop it with your. Danielle hates automatics, y'all. Y'all work on her. Get her on the automatic bandwagon. She just ain't driven it long enough. Yeah, companies that don't get you home, throw them two people, throw them two fingers, two and two. I think that's gonna be my logo, y'all, on my damn shirts for this track, this channel. Come on, come in here real quick. Come in here. Y'all don't want y'all to meet my niece. I'm gonna ask you some questions real quick for me. This is a live. So this is Vicky. Stand up for them. I want you to see her body. Vicky, how if you don't mind me asking, how heavy did you get? Oh, y'all might not be able to hear her because I have her. I'm on here, but put this on. How heavy did you get?
I think I got to 290.
Okay. And then when you did the weight loss surgery, how much did you bring off?
Ooh, I got down to no, one, hold on. No, I got up to, because I got too skinny. And I was like, I need to gain some weight back.
Okay.
Uh, t-
And you did the gastric sleeve?
180 maybe. And I was like, oh no. But now I'm getting skin removed.
She's doing the skin removal surgery.
Yeah.
She looks good.
Show you
Because I
guys.
remember. I remember.
I got on
Yeah.
my work clothes, but yeah, everything's big.
Okay.
Nothing fits, but a lot of skin, but I'm getting it
Okay.
removed.
And she's doing the top part first. Okay.
Back lift and then brachioplasty, which is the arms.
Yeah.
Yep. Not gonna see me on the
Some may
beach
have
somewhere.
some may have ladies, but there are a few fellas on here. Be like, what's your niece's number? Oh, all right, baby. All right, bye. How you working today? All right. Okay, I wanted y'all to see that because I don't need to lie. I don't need to lie about stuff. Oh, and here's freaking frack. They in. That's the Brandy. Y'all remember Brandy? She looked me in my eye. And then, come on, sexy liciousness. That's the Henry. Y'all remember Henry? So they hanging out with the Auntie Shannon. And then I'll be meeting Nikki J, and Joe's gonna pick me up for we're going to dinner tonight. We're gonna get seafood. Let me see if we got any other questions in here. Um, you thought I did what? Side pouch of my bag. I don't know what that is. I put it in one. Girl, I got a whole duffel bag out there with stuff in it. I'm going out there today to go. I've been gradually. That's all my. That was like my dirty clothes because I originally was gonna wash there, and I was like, they were pissing me off so bad with not responding when I had asked to come home that I actually just started. I was like, I'm not even gonna wash inside. I'm just gonna get my shit and get it in the bag. God forgive me. I'm gonna just tell y'all that. So I'm just get my shiznit and put it in a bag. Stink one and stink two. Freaking frack. Here, let me put the pillows. They like laying on my pillows. They love laying on my pillows. All right. So, um, but yeah, I did want to check in because I hadn't talked to anybody, and this morning I just kind of had that little me and the Lord talk, and I said, well, I haven't followed up with people. I need to follow up. So I did that, and I got to go. I've been even eating differently here. So like when I went to I thought I had put on about 40 to 50 pounds because I felt so heavy in Arkansas. And it's probably because of humidity and the air is so heavy. So like walking across the yard, it feels like you, because that humidity is overwhelming. Um, but I've even started eating, like right now. I haven't had. I think the only meat beyond fish that I had was when me and Joe, he picked me up from the bus station. We went to Applebee's and I had like the nachos, and we had French onion soup. We got nachos and they had chicken on it. But I haven't even bought chicken to cook here. I've been doing tuna. I'm doing vegetables. We went and ate yesterday. Yesterday I had fish. I had mahi, uh, fish tacos with rice and beans, and we did French onion soup. We both like French onion soup. And so, and today, and I got me some cereal, oatmeal. Everything I have is vegetables or tuna, and that's pretty much what I haven't. And I'll be honest too, some of what I saw in the delivery of meat, it's starting to impact how I feel. And when I eat meat, it feels like it's a brick. So I have changed. And so, really, obviously weird. Monday was a Tuesday. I went to the emergency room. My doctor's appointment was Friday. Between Tuesday and Friday, when they weighed me Tuesday, I was 446. When my doctor weighed me yesterday, I was 436. So, I mean, some of that's obviously probably water weight too, but it's also, I hadn't been eating differently. And she says, "No, you were 436 when you left here last time." I'm like, "Doc, you sure?" Because I thought it was four, but I felt like I put on 40. But yeah, I'm the same. But I feel like when I'm walking here, I feel a little bit different. So I think to the atmosphere, the air in Arkansas is heavier and thicker because of that humidity. Um, but yeah, I'm looking at a lot of stuff. So I will have news. I'm going to begin putting in for jobs next week. Like I said, I'm have home time through next week, but I'm also dealing with this right here. So I ain't going back to them no time soon, and I have to work that out with them. I'm going to send an email this weekend because they owe me for the final trip. But the way they canceled it, I don't know if they're actually going to pay it. And since my driver manager's not there, I want to make sure it gets paid. That's the last trip they owe me for. The truck is in Arkansas on their yard. I could have, if I came here and this would have worked out and this would have happened, I could have parked it at the night yard because that's a drop yard for them, and they would have just had somebody do their damn weird recovery stuff and come tonight and pick it up because you can leave it at any of their terminals or drop yards. Come on, what is it? Brandy in your way and you can't climb on the bed? Come on, Henry. Brent, I whistled. I was having whistle problems. We won't even talk about that. Come on. So Brandy's here. That's my Brandyliciousness. They love they mom Vicky, the one that came in. They like love they love you here because they hang with me all day. Otherwise, they have to stay in the bathroom because they little and they'll tinkle all over the house. But they stay in the bathroom until somebody comes home and lets them out. And so they have an accident in the bathroom. That's easier to clean up. For the most part, they're pretty good dogs. They're very good, spoiled but good. There's Henry. But yeah, everything else is going good. I'm gonna end this live because we are at 70 some minutes. Didn't mean for it to be that long. Y'all, two and two. I want you to be blessed, and I will follow up with you once I know what I'm doing. Channel will still run even if I go back corporate. I can still answer trucking questions, but what I made is gonna be more of an inspirational channel probably at that point. And I'll just let y'all know what doing, and then y'all will be watching my weight loss hopefully journey as part of that, and my eating journey, which is changing. And this Joe even said that some things he's doing is different because he's just turned 63. I'm 51. And as we get older, our body changes. But I want you guys be healthy, be blessed, be safe, and know your value and your worth in this industry, whether it's this job or any other company. Know your value and your worth. And I'm sorry, it's time. As the time goes on, we shouldn't be treated like crap. And there's a reason why now in the industry there's a shortage because this new generation of people aren't going to tolerate it. They don't have to, and they will go sit and work at McDonald's and somewhere else and be home in their bed every night, not bothered with you and the shiznit. So trucking companies are going to have to change how they interact with humans, how they recognize us, and you really are going to have to change how you deal with females in the industry. We can no longer let the um, the sexual harassment happen. It needs to be addressed, handled, and if a person does it, you don't say, "Oh, I'm gonna keep that person and he's gonna train men." No, he needs to be terminated. If he doesn't learn how to control what's between his legs and his urges, he doesn't need to be working for your company. Because not only can he be rapey to a trainee, he come in that office and rape somebody, follow him home. You guys, we have to change our mindset. We have to see the bigger picture. Stop cutting your nose off to spite your face. Peace, 2 and 2.